Hi everyone. Today we are going to be interviewing Miss Bushra Altaf Chowdhury. If you follow our page, you would know that she had already shared her video and she owns a page called Miss Cantik from KL. So today we'll talk about her struggles, her experiences, and everything. It's going to be a really interesting journey. So I really hope you stay till the end. So, Bushra, how did you start this business and how long has it been so far?
Thank you so much, Ms. Faabiha Khan, for this lovely introduction, and I'm truly honored to be speaking onto the platform of Maestro today to share my journey with you all. So, speaking about Miss Chanti from KL, we have officially started our journey from May 29th, 2019, and Chanti from KL has stepped on its third year now on this year, um, 2021. And for you all, I have kept the logo of my business as the background of today's interview. So here we can see this is the celebration pose that we made when Miss Chanti from KL turned 2 years old.
So, how many people are in your team and how do you manage this business?
All right. So firstly, before I speak about the current team, I would like to say that when I first started Miss Chanti from KL, I had no idea of having a team of my own uh, or a proper plan that one day Miss Chanti from KL will actually turn 2 years or 3 years like that. So basically, it was on the initial days in 2019. It was kind of like my dream project, and my best friend gave me a lot of emotional support of academic and career issues. My friend could not be a part of this journey for much time. So, to 2020, we had a team of 10 people in 4 countries. Currently, due to the ongoing pandemic and some other issues, we have a team of 8 person now.
How did you think of this idea?
When I was in my early university days, one thing I always used to notice is that most of the girls in Bangladesh or women in Bangladesh, they want to take care of themselves. They want to look beautiful and feel beautiful. However, they always resort to cheap options or cheap mediums. For example, they're willing to go for a replica of a brand only because it kind of gives almost the same texture or the same shade, especially when it comes to lipsticks and other things. So I used to notice all of these things a lot during my early university days, especially among some of my friends. However, me personally, I was like, okay, I will be sticking to a few range of products, but they have to be good and they have to be authentic. So authenticity is something that I have been always maintaining personally in my life. So I at that time, at one point, I was going through a discussion with my best friend at that time. So I suddenly told him that why don't we start something that will help me to share this habit of using authentic brands with other people, with girls like me or women like me. And at that time, this idea was born, and even the idea of a business, even before it was properly born, I once posted in a very famous Facebook group. I was traveling to Malaysia, and I was asking people, if they needed anything from over there. At that time, I had no intention of opening a page or later a store, anything like that. I just wanted to help out people. I just wanted to share that feeling. So I was very surprised to see that a lot of girls responded, and from there, I even got my first customer from that Facebook post. And later on, my friend advised me that okay, since so many people are wanting, why don't you go for opening a Facebook platform where more people can reach up to you. So from there, actually, Miss Cantik from KL was born back in May 2019. So this is the story of how it actually started. However, even though I was inspired by makeup, later on, our business agenda, or you can say plan, developed into more extended range of products or brands, as you can see.
So now you have makeup and like other accessories like shoes, bags, and everything.
Makeup or skincare is something that Miss Cantik from KL will always keep having and bringing for its clients or whoever needs it. However, Miss Cantik from KL now largely focuses on importing all kinds of, fashion accessories, fashion merchandise, clothing. Like right now, the company is basically based on importing any authentic international brand that a man or women might need, especially from Malaysia. And also, we offer the same service from Canada and USA also. In 2020, we also offered these services from United Kingdom as well. However, due to the pandemic and some restrictions on travel and import, currently, we are not importing from UK at the moment. However, right now, from the other three countries, anything you need, you can have it. In Bangladesh, we have a motto that is, we delivering euphoria at your doorsteps. So the idea is, to deliver the service in such a way that the people or whoever shops from Miss Chantik from KL, they get the feeling that they have personally shopped it from that brand store. And sitting in Bangladesh at your own home, you are enjoying all the services and the offers that the brands in Malaysia, Canada, or USA has to offer.
So, how tough has it been this past 1 year during this pandemic because you were mostly importing? So, have you faced backlash due to this restriction in travel?
Okay, so when it comes to being tough, what I believe personally in my life is when you work with something that you love, or when you work with your passion, it doesn't feel like a job. So I would say Miss Chanti from KL is one of my brainchilds that grew with me, and I also grew as a person with it. So in the end, no matter whatever hardship or struggle or hustle I might need to do as the uh, as the current CEO, I don't actually take it or I don't actually feel overwhelmed. Rather, I believe on taking a solution driven approach. And according to the current pandemic scenario, so far, Alhamdulillah, we did not face such big troubles, as the concept of our company is all the operational activities, they actually go on or they are carried out in Malaysia, and our customer base is in Bangladesh. So the operational activities in Malaysia was when there were strict movement control orders. However, usually in Malaysia, these kind of MCO, they are not extended more than 20 days, and with particular intervals. For example, currently they have another MCO in progress up to July 15th, I guess. I'm very blessed to have a very productive team. They always try to keep every task done at the perfect hour. Other than that, in Bangladesh, sometimes because of the COVID situation, there were delay in customs clearance, so a little bit of issues there. And at that time, however, I am still blessed, I would say, because our clients are very understanding and patient. And at that time, they waited along with us, and so actually we could make it. I would say Chantik from KL got most of my investment and most of my attention because of this pandemic, as I got a huge amount of time to stay at home. And whenever you are at home nor opportunities to think, to improvise, and to come up with new and better plans.
That's really interesting. Also, quite refreshing to hear that you did not face that many backlash. So, do you actually order in bulk during this pandemic? Are you doing that, or is it something that you're always doing, ordering in bulk, so that when customers order, you always have products in stock, or is it just order basis?
When Cantik from Hill first started, it mainly started as a pre-order based service. That means whenever a customer wants particular items from some brands, they place the order with us, and then we do shopping for that customer. So after that, they are delivered when the products arrive in Dhaka accordingly. Alhamdulillah, we had very good response, and my team got bigger. So from then on, we kept both the services available. As of now, we have both spot purchase and pre-order based services, all of them available. So for that purpose, yes, we do have a spot purchase collection of brands, mostly catering to female, in spot purchase available in our store. However, in pre-order base, we cater to both our male and female clients equally.
That's really cool. So, how did you think of this name, Miss Chantik from KL? Does it have any reason or any story behind it?
Oh, okay. So this is the question I get asked most. It's possible for anyone to become a Cantik, and let me explain how. So when I opened my Facebook page, according to the advice of my best friend, it was something I did overnight. I usually people take a while before deciding what is their Facebook page is going to look like or how it will be. However, I'm a kind of spontaneous person, so I thought of it overnight that I will open a Facebook page, and then we went with the idea. So why I chose Miss Chantik from Kale? Basically, when I first started this business and until now, I did not. I started it purely out of passion, and at that particular moment, it was not that I needed to have an earning for myself, or I was motivated to do business. It was actually not like that. It was completely opposite. When I was in my O levels, besides my science majors, I also did economics, and so from those economics classes and my all those economic lessons, and later on in university I also did economics courses that we could choose optionally. So I was always fascinated by the idea of entrepreneurship, and when I was around, I think in class 8 or 9, still remember that once I told my economics teacher when he asked me in class that what do you want to be, or what are you fascinated by. So at that time, I think I told him that whatever I want to be in life, I want to be an entrepreneur at the same time. So I did not understand, and in 2019 when I was opening Miss Chantik from KL, that it was going to be that entrepreneurship dream of mine or something like that. So but as I told you initially, that I wanted that women should feel beautiful, not by compromising the standard of their beauty. And I have always believed that all women are beautiful regardless of their gender, ethnicity, or their skin color, or their religion, or their body type. So all of this, when you see beauty as something so diverse, and beauty that is independent of any monetary value, when beauty is an idea that you can achieve by knowing how to value it, and by how to maintain it, then I think you become truly beautiful. This is my feeling, and this is this exact same feeling I always want to impart to my clients. And Miss Chantik is a Malaysian word, is from the language of Malay. Chantik means beautiful. In Malay, the word Chantik is more deep rooted than just beautiful. It means something that is truly beautiful, like in its whole form. So I wanted that people following my brand, they would, they would
Feel beautiful.
flourish from this experience. Yeah, they like each of them. Like I have a Facebook group named Miss Cantik Ladies. Currently, we are a community of 3,300, I guess. So there, I say that every women who think this way, that diversity is beautiful and anyone can be beautiful by knowing how to value beauty and uphold it, is a Miss Chantik lady. So this is how. And from KL, because originally my business is based in Malaysia, and there are many memories that I have from Kuala Lumpur. And actually the idea that I got, or some of the experiences that I have, they are all mostly based in Malaysia, especially in Kuala Lumpur. So at that time, I wanted to make all these dreams come true for the women in Bangladesh, staying from KL. And Miss Chantik from KL is Miss, and not any, unanimous gender. It's because I always believed in empowering females, and I believe that when women really want to do something, they have the capacity to achieve.
That's really thoughtful. So, did you know about the word chantic before you were naming it, or you actually did some research on Malaysian words, or
Yeah, I know about Malaysia since a long while. I have seen most of the Malaysian women I've come up across, and some of my Malaysian friends as well. They are very productive, and they have this sense of self-value, and the idea that you can be productive, you can also do tasks equally as men, and you can have a career at the same time, maintain your home equally. They have this kind of aura around them that inspired me a lot, and I felt it resonated with the ideas I have within. And basically that's why.
I think it's really interesting. I think it's really thoughtful. The name, it's quite perfect. Because now you have expanded to more countries. So, do you ever consider maybe changing the name from Miss Cantik from KL, or just keeping Miss Cantik or Miss Chantik, or will it always be Miss Chantik from KL because that's how you started it?
No, as of now, I don't think of changing the name, because you see, I told you when I first started Miss Chantik from KL, it was not started to become something that only offers commercial services. So Miss Chantik from KL is a representative figure, that goes to these places, that goes to these 3 countries or 4 countries, as you can see, to shop for those women, to send things, to send back their dream objects from those places, so that they feel like, hey, just because I'm a woman, I'm unable to go there, or I'm unable to ask that particular relative to bring it for me, because I don't know what they will think, or maybe it's not feasible. I want women to feel like, they can have it if they want to. And it should be made to feel easy. So Miss Chantik from KL is someone like that, who will achieve the dreams for them.
So, I would also like to ask that what do you feel about competition? Like there are more other pages that actually do import export. Even AliExpress now is active in Bangladesh, and Amazon is also planning to come to Bangladesh. What do you feel when you think about these? Do you feel there's a threat, or have you ever thought about this?
Okay, so thank you for this very interesting question. When it comes to threads, threads is not something that is new to Ms. Chantu from KL. When I started back in 2019, I literally had no idea from a business perspective. The only ideas that I had was from my passion, and was from the inner drive that I had, and the discussions we had together, me and my friend who was with me during this brand was originally formed. So at that time, when we gradually took all these works upon ourselves to make our first clients happy, to have their desired products in their hand. At that time, we came across so many so many competition. Suddenly, my observation was opened up to a world where I could see that there are so many pages and there were so many businesses that are based on exporting things from Malaysia. However, even at that time, we were different. We stood out because not only pay for the product and get the product and the whole thing is over. It's nothing like that. As I told you, Miss Chanti from KL tries to impart a feeling. Chanti from KL is someone who would literally go to the places, who would literally go to those places, get your products, and send them back to you just like uh, uh, when you receive gifts from abroad at your doorstep and you have that feeling. So, um, e-commerce websites cannot beat that. And also we are not any particular brand centric. For example, it's not like from these 2 or 3 brands you can order, otherwise we cannot send you any stuff. It's not like that. We try to export from Malaysia the culture of Malaysia, the fashion of Malaysia, and also the food habits or the dietary aspects of Malaysia, anything. So I think from that perspective, competition always drives businesses to become better and to attend their client base with a more targeted approach. So I believe competition is definitely very good. And even currently, there are competitions. When it comes to pricing, obviously, there are competitions. Lately we have been seeing that a lot of some people, like without any proper planning, they are just trying to imitate the business plans of previously existing businesses, and they are opening up Facebook pages. If the seller is not constantly learning or is not constantly researching on how to take a better targeted approach, in those cases the clients can easily spot the differences. And there is another group of sellers who are quoting unbelievable prices, like they are quoting an extremely low price. Later on, standard service is not possible to be delivered. At that time, the some clients, they have complained to us that yes, they have invested their money over there, however they have not got the product or a satisfactory reply. So in that case, Ms. Chanti from KL, I would say that Alhamdulillah, over the 2 years that we have been in operations, we have never compromised with the quality of our products or services, and any client is open to get an after service even after the product is delivered. And we are also open to suggestions, and our team guides the clients on how to get the perfect shoe size or what bag would be perfect for their any particular occasion, or what kind of dress or sizing or what kind of product will be best suited to them. So those clients who want advice, they also get that. So mostly I would say that rather than focusing on being highly commercial, we have a more targeted human approach to this business.
So we're almost towards the end. So I would just like to ask you, when you were starting out, how supportive was your family?
Okay, actually, when I first started out, I did not share this with anyone except to me and my best friend at that time. So this was like a secret dream project or just an experiment. We had used to have a group chat where I named the group chat small experiment or small business experiment, something like that. I always like to experiment with different things, and even my academics also, pushed me to grow this idea for experimenting. So at that time, my thought was just like that. Okay, let it be an experiment. Let's see where it goes. So it was like that. I did not announce it to anyone officially like that. At that time, I did not have a proper team or a proper office. I started it beside my university days, like it was side hustle. So when my first shipment came, and it was all about makeup and skincare and things, because it was an experiment to see if we can properly export things to Dhaka here or not. When I started getting positive responses from my clients and they were very happy, they motivated a lot. Then initially I told my mom about it. He tried to warn me about the upcoming losses, or sometimes clients also betray if they don't properly receive the product or when they have arrived. And at that time, the business faces a loss. Any seller would be able to relate to their feelings. My family, most of them are from a science background, so they did not appreciate the idea of a business, that too from me. However, I am a bit straightforward kind of person. When I believe in a particular idea, I actually try to stick with it as long as it has hopes to be okay. So I did not get discouraged. I carried on the way I wanted, and my father didn't know at all. So later on, when bigger shipments started coming in, my client base started getting bigger. At that time, it was not possible to hide, and also I did not need to hide. People were speaking out for me, like my relatives who found my platform in Facebook. They were talking about it. My clients were talking about it. At that time, the main problem that I faced was everyone was worried about how I would maintain my academic hours and the business hours, because it required a lot of working hours at that time, since I did not have a proper team. And also my friend was busy with his job and studies as well. We both were studying, and this was something like a side hustle project. So at that time, it was a bit of challenge, but later on with time, I learned how to balance. I started my business with my own capital, and later on, I also did a job for a year. I instead of spending on things like buying dresses or makeup or going out to eat or going out to places, I rather invested on my business. So that's how it kept growing. And Alhamdulillah. Then when my family saw that I'm self-sufficient, I'm able to manage what I have started and I'm not giving up, they encourage me now. And now I have also my own store. So Alhamdulillah, so far I did not need that much support from my home except the emotional support. I think I started getting it from middle of 2020, and now Alhamdulillah I have no problem.
So where is the store of Miss Chantik? Do you have a physical store?
Yeah, we have a physical store starting from February 2021. Our store is currently in Pragati Sharoni Gulshan, Dhaka at Premier Plaza, Tower 1, Level 4.
So do you have any special discounts for in-store purchases, or it's the same online and offline?
We have a walk-in discount 10% for people who would like to purchase from the store. And to avail this discount, you have to be a member of Miss Cantik Ladies, our Facebook group.
Oh.
And also those who are living in the Premier Plaza or nearby, they are also going to get this special 10% discount on all spot purchase collections.
Have you seen any positives after having the store? Do you think your sales went up because of having a store, or is it the same or less?
It was not in my plan to open a store in Dhaka at all, since my business is completely based in Malaysia,
Online.
and I'm paying, not only online, I'm also paying for the infrastructures and other things in Malaysia, like a proper business works, the warehouse and everything. I have my team of managers over there managing things when I'm unable to go there. So in that situation, my clients, they used to always push me that, since pre-order takes a bit of time, it would be very nice if we could have some of the collections in spot purchase as well, so that when we have any emergency occasions or when we want to do some shopping and we need it delivered quickly, we could get it from your spot purchase collection. So from that idea, I have discussed several times in my group with the my clients and well wishers, and they all suggested that having a store would be a good idea. Now things are, I would say, after having a store, it is very actually beneficial for the business and for my team members, because they have a common platform or from where they can operate and work together. We can hold meetings, and also clients can come and visit anytime, maintaining the COVID-19 guidelines and procedures. So now it's much better, because there are some clients who want to, who doesn't want to reveal their shopping histories to their home people, and they want to keep it, a bit low key. In that situation, they do not take the home delivery service.
That's interesting. So you are the vice president of operations of East West Model United Nations. So how are you actually managing your extracurriculars, your studies, and your business?
Okay, so I was always an extracurricular activity oriented, a student, you can say, from grade 7 when I was in Manorat for doing my O-levels. So I have been a debater, like I've engaged myself in debate for around 5 years. University, when I started for my second semester, I was in the cultural club, ECPA in East West University. It's a very renowned club, and I used to be the senior anchor over there. So when Model United Nations Club invited me for anchoring, I joined the club. But when they got to know that I'm a former debater, then President literally assisted me to become a munner and even sent me to MUN conferences. In my first MUN conferences, I literally had no idea about what is MUN. I just knew how to debate. So that's how, like, I was pushed to learn. However, managing the club from the perspective of a vice president, before that I was the treasurer for the same club. So it was a challenge in the early days. However, once I learned how to manage both my extracurricular activities and my class schedule and my study pressure, then I enjoyed it. That's the same reason they later on thought that I would be suited to the position of vice president. However, when I was in this position, as it's an important position, I had to give more time and more effort into the club. And besides, I was doing conference as well as an active manner, and later on as a judge for in different immune conferences in other universities. It was a bit of challenge pursuing my business during those days, as right now we all have the luxury of working from home. At that time, we did not have that luxury in one sense. So I used to be outside all day long and for my classes, my conferences, and other things. And at that time, my business did suffer, I would say, a little bit, because I wasn't able to give that time. However, later on, when I knew how to balance it all, now actually it's not a challenge anymore, because I have taught myself to handle more pressure. And most of our team members in Malaysia and Bangladesh, all of us are working from home due to the current pandemic. So now I would say that, with time you evolve.
Okay. So this brings us to the last question. So what are the future plans of Miss Shantik? Do you plan to open more stores or add more countries to your list? Please share.
All right. The future plans for Miss Chantik from KL, I would say Miss Chantik from KL will operate as it is operating now. In future, we tend to increase our customer reach. At the moment, Alhamdulillah, our services are availed by clients all over Bangladesh. We have equally delivered in remote areas such as Rangamati, Khagachori, Cox's Bazar, where even Pathao, Korea doesn't have their services available. It is an absolute pleasure for Ms. Chantik from KL to be able to reach people from so many places. And also, surprisingly, after Ms. Chantik from KL was operational, we also had many clients inside Malaysia who wanted to avail our services staying in Malaysia. However, because we still don't have the proper infrastructure to handle clients in Malaysia, we had to refuse them. So in future, we might think of expanding equally in Malaysia compared to Bangladesh. And also Miss Cantik from KL might have other sister concern. We currently have a sister concern from this year's February, that is Diana's Dreams, that will work for boutique and designer fashion in with a more dedicated approach. So currently, this is the plan so far. Let's see what's waiting ahead.
It was really interesting. It was really fun to talk to you. I really wish you all the luck.
Thank you. It was also a pleasure for me to be able to attend and speak with the audience of Maestro. The reason I tried to share my journey as raw as possible so that most of you can relate. And I would say being an entrepreneur might sound like a big complicated word. However, once you start the journey, and if you are really sincere and if you have the perseverance to reach your goal, you will end up finding so many people around you with the same kind of mental approach, and then your journey can be smooth. And also one last message to those who are watching on Maestro is that never forget that communication is one of the greatest skills of our generation of this era. And with communication and with the way you interact people and how you make people feel, you can achieve extraordinary things that you have previously thought not possible. And Miss Chanti from KO also represents, the power of communication, because as we are spread into 4 different countries and our operations simultaneously going on, and all of this would not be possible without communications.
Thank you. Thanks again for coming to Maestro, and best of luck to you again for Miss Shantik from KL.
Thank you. It has been a pleasure.